Tom Lavecchia here with the New Theory podcast. We like to interview, obviously, we're Millennial Magazine, so we like to either interview millennials and or topics that are millennial focused. We are slanted towards the entrepreneurial journey because that is what our listeners and viewers and readers want to hear. And this guest is no exception. We do have a sponsor for today's podcast. That is Rari, R-A-R-I. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. Rari Nutrition at rarinutrition.com. They're a sponsor for today's podcast, and they have a wide array of supplements and nutraceuticals. I myself am about to start my regimen on the fat burner because I can use it. But today's theme is actually athletics. So we have Jasper Kane on from Pure Speed LLC, who has had an interesting entrepreneurial journey thus far. Hopefully we'll have some good news shortly. And this is a guy you will hear from. But first, you're going to hear about him today. Jasper, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, Tom. How's everything going with you?
Awesome. Welcome to the New Theory podcast. Okay, so you are the founder of Pure Speed LLC. Before we get into what it is, can you give us a little bit about your formative years? Where did you grow up? And a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Lakeside High School. I was a football star. I played football and ran track. I got an athletic scholarship to Clark Atlanta University, where I continued my sports with track and football. From there, I signed with one of the top agents to prepare me for the NFL. But then I had an interesting encounter. I was always a type of spiritual person, and inside, you have to go with your gut feeling and what it says. And my spirit was telling me, God was saying, you're going to be a millionaire, but you're going to be using your head instead of your body. So it's a saying that goes, it takes 10 to 20 years to become an overnight success, and I truly do believe that because in that I turned down a lot of chances to go to the NFL, and when I was training to become to get ready for the combines and for tryouts and workouts and pro days, I was training with a speed coach. And actually, I picked up really quick and learned all of his training methods and drills and things like that. And one day, my agent said, "Well, what are you going to do if you don't play football?" I was like, "Shoot! I mean, the way he's doing this, this is something that I'm interested in." But of course, when you're just talking and in the moment, you're not even thinking about what you're actually saying. So, as I was training, I was one of the best down there. But I just stuck with my gut feeling and said, like, dude, I'm just going to stop. So I had one more year to complete my master's. So I went back and got my master's in school counseling, got my bachelor's in psychology. And that next year, I started as a speed coach in Atlanta. And, I kept growing dramatically and things like that. And then probably exactly what we're about to talk about in a second with the Pure Speed Smart Stopwatch. Actually, I came out with that 2006, 2007, but it was before its time. And now the fruition and manifestation of it is happening now.
Okay, I want to summarize this. So bottom line is you were an athlete between maybe not having the full, I don't say inspiration, but you knew you wanted to be an athlete. You didn't want to go pro, but the same token, you knew that might not possibly be in the cards. So you decided to educate yourself and make sure you had more of a marathon, not a sprint towards your career and your business. Is that fair to say?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's get to it. You are a speed coach, and your goal and kind of what you do in life is not just speed coach, but you're a coach that you can help guys that if you're in high school, hey, I want to get recruited to D1, or from D1, hey, I want to go pro. You basically make athletes rock stars, more or less, correct? Is that fair to say? Or you at least okay. So I know you do a lot of different things, but I just want to summarize it, right? So now you've come up with a technology, and I know a little bit about this, folks, because full disclosure, maybe working with Jasper on the agency side, but Jasper is a friend, and he has something compelling. So you do something a little different, or you're developing something a little different. And we, of course, don't want to give away too much, but give away what you
Right.
can on the technology, on what you're developing and what it does.
Okay, basically, the stopwatch hasn't changed since 1972. It just continues to add split seconds, or it records time that you previously done. So, it just like the Fitbit and all of it, again, it can track what you did and record what you have done, and, it could give you splits. But what was able to develop and come up with was a smart stopwatch. And what that does, it predicts time. So let's say for the marathon runner or the amateur runner who runs 8 miles, they can run 4 miles, and then they can stop right there, and then it'll predict what they going to do at 8 miles. And then it breaks down exactly what they need to do by giving them auto suggestions of what equipment that they can use or what they can do in the weight room. It's a myth saying that weights won't help you to become a better runner. Strength is strength, and it's all about doing it the right way. And this is what this smart stopwatch does. It helps them to be able to break down and dissect their beginning of the 4 miles. And then it tells them exactly what, when, where, how, and what they need to do to run the best 4 miles. And then once they complete the entire 8 miles, it records the back end, which let them know, and from the 4 to the 8 mile, if they maintain, increase, or decrease speed, again, it breaks it down and gives them exactly what they need to do from their weaknesses and strength. And like I say, this is the first smart stop watch.
Okay, you broke up a little bit at the end. All right, can you hear me? Okay, quick check. Can you hear me? Okay.
From a stopwatch or just using the app. And then remember, the app can be used on your phone, Apple Watch, or any type of device that has an app. So it's able to log in and keep your personal best, your workout best, and then you're able to share it. And then also you're able to share it with people, not only just you and your friends, but countrywide, across nationwide, as well as worldwide. So it's a tool that will be able to help the athlete become the best that they can be. That breaks down their DNA from something that they could use, that they use just regularly, from stopwatch into the app. But also it gives them the experience of training and working out like an elite athlete. Because all of this came from me training the elite athletes for the NFL, for U.S. track, and all of that. So it gives them the feeling that they can do it too.
Okay. So you gave a great analogy. You run 4 miles, your goals are on 8 miles, and I'll give you some suggestions. So I'm going to make sure I'm filtering this correctly. I run my 4 miles, and then I run the other 4 miles that's actually recorded. And let's just say, sake of argument, the prediction and the actual shows at the 6th to 8th mile, I'm kind of starting to get winded and I start to maybe crap out, right? Let's just say
Right.
I need more endurance. Your app would say, hey, Tom, you need more endurance, and this is what you will do to get there. Is that fair to say?
Correct. It'll break down and tell you exactly what you need to do to run a perfect race for you. And when they're in training, it's all about the individual. It's not about a group. It's about the individual being able to be the best that they can be. And what this smart stopwatch does, it puts them in a situation to be the best that they can be. And again, it dissects it. It gives you the suggestions that you need to be the best that you can be. And it also can print out a workout for you, again, that you can go with. Some people may not have the extra money to get a coach or to, get somebody who can really help them. But with this, again, it goes into from a stopwatch to a graph that you can go to on your iPhone, the iPad, your laptop, where you can see exactly what it is that you want to do. And then again, you can email it straight to the person. You can wallpaper it. You could send it directly to whoever. You can timber it. You could Snapchat it. You could Instagram it. To everybody. So again, it's not only for you, but it helps you to again. So again, most time you're running by yourself anyway. But now you're able to not only run by yourself, but you could have a friend or somebody you can relate to. Not, you may be in Connecticut, they may be in California, but you can be able to look at the times and share it and help yourself become a better player. That's if they want to share, or if it's something that's, again, with being able to collect the data, you're able to collect data from other people if they again want to share it. So again, it's really a great technology that can help the individual be the best that they can be. And that's just the method of me when I was a trainer by myself for my athletes. So I just wanted to share it with everybody in the world that they can be the best they can be, because everyone who I trained became the best they can be. They made it to the league. They made it to the Olympics. They made their dream come true. And this is exactly what I want to do for you.
Okay.
Performer.
All right. So this all makes sense. I do have one more question on the performance side, and then I want to get into the business. On the performance side, you hit a genetic wall, though. There's only the best you can do. Can your algorithm or can your app, when it's out, predict what my best could be? Meaning, hey, I ran, making this up, I don't even know, 8 miles takes 2 hours. I don't even know, right? So 2 hours, let's say.
Right.
And I type all the inputs in and endurance, this and that. But will your app say, hey, Tom, if you do the following, we could probably get you down to, I'm making this up, 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Does that something, 7 minutes 40, 7 hours, 7 minutes 40, whatever it is, right? Is that something your app is looking to do, or is that more a second or a third stage thing?
That's exactly what it does.
Okay.
Again, like I say, it gives you your best time and your worst time. It gives you everything that you can need because it's already done for you. And you just, again, plug it in and, just stop it, where you're going to be. And again, it gives you directly what it is that you want. And again, and expound on things that you do not know. So it'll give you, again, its overall goal is to make you a champion, make you a winner. And exactly what you stated is exactly what you'll get.
Got it. All right. So this makes sense. Okay. And I know we talked offline, and feel free to share what you want to share. How much money has you raised so far towards this endeavor?
Probably, I guess about 25,000.
Okay, so 25,000 raised, and then what do you need in order to get the proof of concept, and then what do you need in order to get to market?
About 1.5 million at the least.
So 1.5 million, and what will that? So let's just say I had a checkbook that I write you a check, or an investor gets you 1.5. How far will that get you along, and what will that do?
It'll get me the demos. It'll get me the prototype, the demo. Get it in the hands of the people who I selected from the NFL to the marathon runners to horse racing, NASCAR. Everybody who have hand selected to test it before it hit the market, and then from there, it helps also with marketing. It does a lot of the pre-marketing and things like that to really get it out there to be something to reckon with as a smart stopwatch that'll help it again to help the athlete be the best that they could be, but also to change the sports industry. Period. It's a game changer, something that will be able to change it for many years, to come and to set a standard.
Okay, so you're obviously in the active fundraising spectrum. What's the appetite like out there? And how close are you to securing your first round?
The appetite is enormous right now. Actually, the thing was, I always had yeses, but I just didn't have the person who would do the funding. So right now, within the next 30 days to 45 days, we probably can secure everything that's needed to get things moving and to have this done at least by the NFL Combine, by the time the next NFL Combine where it can be exposed.
Okay. So you're fairly confident. Now, in terms of your fundraising strategy, are you looking for ideally to find one person to satisfy the round in exchange for equity, or are you looking for various investors to satisfy the round, some of which are strategic? Give us your fundraising strategy.
It's really from a lot of angles because they're at the same time. I've got some reliable and guaranteed and trusted things on the table now. But it's all it's about equity in the company and getting shares as well. So basically, like I say, the main goal is to hit it home run and to hit it well to where the product is like the Nike product. You know what I'm saying? It's number one. And you want to bust it in the mouth from the beginning that they know that I'm there and I'm here to stay. So the first round again is really all about equity and getting it done and getting it done correctly. But again, if we go on in stages, that's well too. And like I say, from even if it's 1.5 to 3 million to 10 million to 20 million, the more the merrier. But at the same time, I do have a lot of people that's working with me so that there can be an excellent and a great experience, not only for my team, but also for the performer and individual that received the Smart Stopwatch product.
Okay, so I don't want to get into, because you're really early on, right? And you're in sensitive and negotiation, I'm assuming, in terms of fundraising. So I don't want to ask too many questions around that, right? However, what does 1.5 million get me? Does that get me, a certain amount of equity? Let me ask you this: do you have a formal term sheet that you pitched around, or you're just kind of shaking hands and talking to people, and it's a case by case basis? So you have a term sheet, or is it a case by case basis?
I have a term sheet, but again, at the same time, it's case by case of what's on the table. So whatever's on the table that again that can make it a win-win for both parties, the investor as well as myself, and then also just with again just everybody winning. So it is case by case concerning the amount that's put in, but again it's all about I'm all about everybody winning and everybody basically, again, just everybody winning at the table. So again, it's all about equity and or the shareholders later on, but right now it's all about having equity in the company.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so like I said, I usually like to grow people, get a little shock value going, but you're in sensitive talks right now, and I don't want to disrupt those talks by putting you on the spot or compromising that. Well, what we will do is we'll check back in. Well, hopefully we'll be working together. But on the New Theory side, we'll check back in to see how you're doing, to see if you got those funds, and then talk a little bit about how the development is going. One last question on that I do have. There's got to be some competitors, right? Entrepreneurs are disillusioned saying, well, there's no competitors. There's got to be some competitors or something close to it. What is on the market right now that is absolutely gun to your head closest to the technology that you're developing?
Nothing at all. This is the first smart stopwatch of its kind. Again, everything either has a track record or it keeps keeps track of your run, or again, it records previously what you've done. It's nothing that predicts. It's nothing that is accurate that predicts and does exactly what I'm telling you that it will do and show a graph. Again, if it shows a graph, again, it's just showing you what you did. So only thing that it expounded on is what it already does, and it may put it in a graph. So everything that's out there from the Fitbit, from a track walker, or whatever that's out there, it's only thing it does is just show you what you did, but do not show you what you can do or what it is that'll help you to be the best you. Again, it'll just keep a track of what you did and keep splits of what you've done to where you can go by that and have to figure it out by yourself of what it is that you have to do. Like, again, this is the first of this kind. So again, you have several stopwatches or stopwatches on the phone or an app, but again, it hasn't changed since 1972. The only thing that it's expounded on is just giving splits, and that's it.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, listen, Jasper, I'm excited. You have a passion for athletics. You have a passion for helping athletes get better. And I'm really excited. Any parting words before we conclude?
I would just say, to each person that your dream is achievable. If you can see it in your head, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And just continue to believe and continue to work towards will come true. You just have to have that don't quit attitude. And you have to understand that failure is part, as long as you're failing forward, you're moving forward. It's all about progression. The turtle is moving slow, but still going, still moving forward. So,
All right. I'm a little, Jasper, can you hear me okay? Okay, Jasper, okay. You cut out a little bit. So listen, it's all about moving forward. We appreciate always having you on the show. You're a friend of New Theory, and we're excited. We know you're going to raise that money, and we know you are going to be successful. So, like I said, this podcast was generously sponsored by Rari Nutrition, which is rarinutrition.com, RARI nutrition.com. I myself is going to go on a 30-day fat incinerator program, and I'll let you guys know how I do. I'll post it on our Instagram, Facebook, etc. And Jasper, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, buddy, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to save that. I should get to that.